Kia ora Year 12 and 13. I'm redoing this video, which is looking at one of the merit questions in the 2020 complex numbers paper because of a suggestion from Random Clips that the method I dismissed as inefficient was actually a good one. And I think that there's some good point to that. I'm going to let you choose which method you prefer here. So I'm going to work through both methods. So we've got two complex numbers, u is equal to p plus pi, and v is equal to negative q plus qi. P and Q are both positive real constants. So we can quickly draw each of those onto the Argonne diagram. So here's my 45-degree angle. We know that P plus PI is sitting somewhere out here because P is positive. And it could be, for example, 2 plus 2i, or it could be 17 plus 17i, right? But straight away, when you see this pattern, you should know that the angle formed is going to be pi on 4 or 45 degrees. Similarly, with V, we've got negative Q plus QI. So V is lying somewhere out here. And Q and P are different, but it doesn't matter. So we have arg U is equal to pi on 4. We have arg V is equal to 3 pi on 4. And we know from when we worked with polar form that when I've got a quotient, one complex number divided by another, we can just subtract the arguments. So the first way to do it is just to say, well, we've got pi on 4 minus 3 pi on 4, and that gives me negative pi on 2. So that's method 1. So now let's take a look at method 2. This is using algebra. U is equal to p plus pi, and v is equal to negative q plus qi. U over V is equal to P plus PI over negative Q plus QI. Working from here, we're going to multiply by the conjugate. And we get this. So in the denominator, what I'm going to get is Q squared plus Q squared. And in the numerator, I'll get negative PQ minus PQI minus PQI. And then here, with this, I will get plus PQ. So looking at that gives me negative 2PQI over whatever this is, right? So we actually don't care about this. This is an imaginary number, so the real part is 0. And that means that if it's imaginary and this is negative, we are sitting down here. So the arg of u over v, looking at it that way, is equal to negative 90 degrees or negative pi on 2. Okay, so they are your two methods. The second one I've done because it is quite good practice at letting you see how we can, again, do all of our basic skills like multiplying by conjugates and simplifying. And then this is useful here, seeing that if we've got just an imaginary thing, then we know where that's sitting. We know it's sitting somewhere on this axis. And in this case, it's negative, so it's down here. So the angle is negative pi on 2. All right, so if you're in my class and you've got any comments on which method you prefer, you can just flick me an email and we can discuss it more when I see you in person next week. Thank you for watching.